Welcome everyone. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday and I'm ready to relax. It's 4:20 here in Seattle. So you know what that means. I'm going to paint a landscape here on the fly. And hopefully it comes out good. I've been doing a lot of abstract lately just to do something different. How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Good to see you, whoever you are. Got one in there so far. This is cool. You know what I did? I mixed, if you were watching last week, I picked up some of this Amsterdam acrylic. It's sap green, okay, by Amsterdam. I really like it. It's a different color than Liquitex and Utrax. It's different, but I like it. So what I did on this one, I took that, I put black in it, I put white, I put yellow, and I put Indian yellow in it. I got 4 different shades of green. It's different from that movie, you know, Shades of Gray, but shades of green. So that'll be good. I'm going to try and use all those greens in this landscape today. We'll see what happens. Let me make sure the volume's working today. It's working. All right. I lowered the volume up there. My voice is a little scratchy because I got allergies. I took an allergy pill earlier, but it's still messing with my throat. Cool. So let me get started with this landscape. I'm going to start with an underpaint, an undercolor. I'm going to use yellow, believe it or not. Now this yellow I'm using is Liquitex yellow, okay? It's really good yellow. It's their level 3. It costs like $30 for one tube of this yellow. So what I did, I put a little bit of white in it so it goes further. Not mixing white, just regular titanium white. And I'm using water because I just want like a thin layer of yellow underneath the painting. The whole painting. So basically what I'm doing, I'm turning this white canvas yellow. Here's the Liquitex yellow. This stuff's pretty good. It's CAD free. That's why it's so expensive. Heavy bodied acrylic, level 3. And it's a really good yellow, man. If you've used, if you compare this to Winsor Newton yellow, oh man, what a big difference. When this yellow dries, it pretty much keeps its color. It stays that yellow. So Winsor Newton yellow is a little different. It's not as vibrant. I'm sure if you added like another color into the Winsor Newton yellow or some glaze, it would probably be okay. But this yellow is pretty good, Liquitex. So that's going to be my underpaint. It'll come into play, you'll see in this landscape. What's cool about having an undertone, it'll you don't have to be precise. You don't have to cover every square inch of your canvas. You can leave some of the yellow show through, which I'll try and demonstrate that on this landscape. But hopefully some of you guys are giving this acrylic paint a try. Give it a chance. I switched from oil to acrylic about, I'd say, 7 months ago. So I pretty much keep trying to make it look like an oil painting is what I'm trying to do. And they get better. The more you paint, the better you get, of course. Just like sports, the more you play, the better you get. Painting's the same way. Alright, there's my underpaint. I'm going to give that a second to dry. Time to relax. This is fun. If you haven't tried painting before, you should give it a try. I'll show you some of the abstract stuff here in a second, what I've been working on. But while this is drying, I can actually sketch my landscape up there with the knife. This is the fun part too. I don't ever use a picture or anything. I come up with this stuff right on the spot. Let's put some mountains back here, some cool peaks. This is just a little burnt umber with black in it, just to get a little bit of sketch up here to get started. I like to put the mountains in there so I know where the sky is going to be. It kind of sets my horizon is going to be about right there. So if the sun was going down, it would be going down like right in here about. Look at that. All right, we'll start with 3 mountain tops back there. I'll probably pull this one a little closer, make this one a little bigger, and make these look like they're going off into the distance there. Something like that. So it looks like they're going that way. And then I could I'll sneak a few distant mountains way back here somewhere in a light gray. Alright, so there's my mountains. Let's put in a couple hills and I think I'll get started. I'll run a hill down this way and put one this way. There's my valley. See the V for valley? And I think maybe I'll put, if I do a river today, I'll just do some water coming across here. Yeah, just a small, maybe like a creek. Let's shoot some water coming across this way here. There we go. Easy landscape. That way I could put bushes here. I'll put bushes here and put some tall trees going up here. And same thing here. Maybe on the bottom of this hill, I'll put a few trees going off into the sky here. Yeah, there we go. And we'll put bushes around this river. I don't put the bushes and trees in because I know where they're going to go. All right, there's the sketch. There's the sketch. I'll zoom it in a little better there. Give you some bubbles here. Oh, wow, they gave me some different effects here. I haven't used these effects for a while. Wow. Let me try sketch. There's my sketch in a sketch. Alright, let me get started. I think this underpaint is dry. It's got to be completely dry before you get going. Because otherwise, when you put your blue up here, the blue would turn it green. So you got to make sure this is dry, this undertone. Just in this area here. What I'm going to do today, let me put my river in first. I'm going to put it in a light gray with a hint of blue in there. Because I went out to the Puget Sound the other day. I live in Seattle, and the water is never blue. It's more like a grayish color. So I'm going to make this river like a bluish gray. Just like that. Look at that. I'm going to lighten this up here. Lighten this a little white. There we go. That looks a little better. There's going to be the river. All right, let me get started on the sky. I got Brilliant Blue I'm using. Brilliant Blue. And I already put white in it. It looks like it might turn this a little green, so I got to be careful. I don't want green in the sky. I mean, if you get a little green up there, that's okay. Look at that. See how the yellow kind of comes through underneath the blue there? It's hard to see on the camera, but if you've never seen me paint before, what I'm doing right now is getting a light layer of paint. I'm choosing my colors right now that I want everything to be, and then I'll start doing the bushes and the trees and the clouds and the mountains. Everything comes after I get all my color in. And it's pretty fun. And I got a lot of videos on my channel on how to do things. So this live stream is more for me to get to know you guys on the channel there, on the chat. If you guys want to chat a little bit, then you can watch how I paint these. But all my tutorials are on my page. They're all free. Mac Dude 85, right on. I've been painting since I think roughly 1995, I believe, is when I started. Yeah, 1995. I started in Las Vegas with pop art. I painted a lot of professional sports players, Michael Jordan, football players, the quarterbacks, and I used to sell them on eBay, believe it or not. I bet there's about 100 paintings out there on Google. If those people put their paintings on Google, there might be some old sports paintings you can find on from way back. But I quit doing the pop art because it's too easy. It's too easy to paint a person's face, and it doesn't give me any satisfaction. Like this, I'm painting on the fly. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Yeah, I was getting some good money back then. That was before the crash. I don't know how old you guys are, but back in the 90s, money was really worth a lot. You could get $500-600 for a painting on eBay. Now you can't even get $25 for it. So things have changed, man. Back then, it was nice making money back then. People weren't afraid to spend their money back in the 90s. Everything's changed now. I like doing landscapes. I do some abstract. If subscribe and go to my channel one day and look at all the cool abstract stuff I'm doing now. I created this one cool style. I'm trying to get people to try it to see if what they can come up with. It's something really simple anybody can do with acrylic paint. So this looking pretty good. I like that sky. I'm gonna bring some light color down to the mountains here. Oh, I was gonna leave some yellow around the top of the mountain to make it look like maybe a sunset. If you're just joining in this, I put the yellow as an undertone. If you're not used to painting, this is like an undertone color. It's gonna all get covered, but sometimes it peeks through the painting underneath, okay? It gives it a little extra tone underneath. You could see some of the yellow coming through here. It just helps the painting out a little bit. You don't necessarily have to have that undertone. All right, for my mountains, I already mixed gray. I mixed black and white to get this gray color. I like to put them in dark. This also has a little blue in it. It's almost like I'm trying to make Payne's gray. Have you ever heard of Payne's gray? Because I'm gonna put snow up there eventually. I'm just working the painting right now, picking out the colors I want. I'm gonna make some distant mountains back there. get a different brush. Like a light, just a light gray. Maybe make it look like there's some hills back there. There we go. Good enough. All right. So I'm in Seattle. We have a lot of teams here. We got a hockey team now. The Kraken. Seattle Kraken. Yeah, it does look like it's sunny, huh? It's going to make it look like the sun's going down. Sunset. But it might change. I may end up coloring that in. I don't know yet. Let me get my valley going here. I'm putting my valley in kind of like a grayish color because it's going to change. I'll probably, when I do the mountains, my color comes all the way down in here. So I'm just throwing this in. That yellow will start peeking through that white in a second. So I'm thinking all this white, it's going to probably turn a little yellow here in a second. All that yellow will bleed through. All right, so from the beginning, a lot of you weren't here. I got a lot of green, so I'm going to put green here, and dark green here. Because I'm using, it's Amsterdam acrylic, just on the green. It's a sap green, so I made some green with yellow. I made some green with white, and I put some Indian yellow in it. So I'm going to go light, medium, dark here. So here's my light green here. Let's just put that back here on this hill. This is called blocking it in. You just block the color in. You don't necessarily have to fill it in all the way. It's just getting an undertone on there. This one I'll make a little darker. Right here I've mixed, oh no, let me use this one here. I mixed yellow in the sap green. No, white. This was yellow, this is white. You can mix white in your green. It'll make it a little lighter. And I don't know if this is the green necessarily that you'd see out in nature, but I don't care. I'll add some more tones in there in a second. But I'm just going to block that in with that green there. And now I'm going to make the dark green down here, this dark green. And it doesn't have to be put on perfect just yet. This is just the undercolor. Things might change. I might even put dirt down here, so there we go. I'm going to lighten up the back of this hill with titanium white. If you're new to painting, whenever you lighten up something in the distance like this, it helps it make it look farther away. It makes it look like it's way, way in the distance there if you do it just right. There we go. I'm going to take some dark green here now and make some hills like this. Hills and shadows, you know. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to get some different things going on in that color there. You could do it up here too. Put a few streaks in this green. There we go. It's looking good. So I pretty much got all the underpaint in now. Now I can start designing this thing. That looks pretty cool. What do you think of that? I haven't been looking at the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. We got yeah, McDude85. We got Heya. Right on. Thanks, Heya. Yeah, I went to in Las Vegas. We had this casino, and Willie Mays was coming to sign stuff, right? You probably, hopefully you know who Willie Mays is. But anyway, I did a big painting of him, bigger than that canvas behind this one. I got a big canvas on the wall there, you see it? It was huge. I took it down for Willie Mays to sign it. You're not going to guess how much his wife wanted me to pay them for him to sign his name. $650. This was back in the 90s when everybody was just, money was flying everywhere. Needless to say, I didn't have him sign it because he goes, "You're just going to sell it." This is Willie Mays. He goes, "You're just going to sell it on eBay, aren't you?" I go, "No, I'm going to keep this one in my house." He didn't believe me. But anyway, I didn't have him sign it because that was way too much money. I wanted to see Willie Mays because, I mean, he was a legend. I didn't even get a ball from him because they were kind of being rude to me. And the security thought I was, taking up too much time at the table because I was trying to make a deal with them. And then security kind of rushed me out of there. So I'm like, all right. So I had to sell that Willie Mays without his signature on it, but that's all right. Still, somebody bought it. Well, yeah. Well, it's acrylic paint, so it dries pretty quick. So it's really not. I'm trying to do wet on wet in some parts, like where I added this dark green. You could call that wet on wet, but wet on wet's more if it was oil painting. Like Bob Ross, his was oil paint. This is acrylic paint, so it's different technique. But I'm trying to make it look like oil paint. Oil, a lot of people like acrylic paint because it's easier to clean up. You just need water. You just clean your brushes in water. You don't need any chemicals or anything, and it's a lot easier to paint with, really. I used to do oil paintings, but if if you're selling your artwork, the oil paint, you got to wait for 3 weeks before you can sell it because it takes that long for that oil to dry. This acrylic paint, if you guys wanted to buy this, I could send it tomorrow to your house. It dries that fast. But it's going to end up looking like an oil painting by the time I'm done. I'm trying. Let me put my snow on the mountains, then this thing will really start to come together, okay? Don't leave yet. Once I get the snow up here, it's going to really change the whole look of this landscape. Let me get my snow up here. I went the other way. I made these go this way. I live in Seattle, so sometimes when you go out there and you look at the mountains in Seattle, the one side is like white, like this, and the other side is almost like a light blue, like this. It depends on what time of the day you go out there. So I'm gonna make the left side of these mountains with that light bluish color, and it should, because it's a daytime scene. I'll keep some of that. I usually try and keep some of the dark in there underneath. But this is a lot of people say they like my mountains, so I'll see what you think after I'm done with this. Because it seems like all you guys are new in here. You got to use a knife if you want your mountains to look real. You got to use this knife up there for the mountains, because if you use a brush, it'll just blend, the paint will just blend together. When you use a knife, the paint just kind of rests on top of the color, okay? It's a different look. Some people don't like to use a knife. So they just do all brush work. It depends on, you know, who you're, who's buying your art. You know, a lot of people don't like knife work. They want their art done with all brush work. But look at that. Don't those look cool? Is that thing in focus? Yeah, it's in focus. Wow. You're right. This does look really bright today. This painting looks really bright. I think it's because of the yellow undertone. Now this, when I paint, you see this blue? This is called a hard edge. You see that blue? If you're new to painting, this is the hard edge. You got to get rid of that hard edge. You just take a wet brush and blend it into the color underneath, like this. Get rid of that hard edge by blending it. You see that? Especially if something in the distance like that, you don't want to have a hard edge there. Blend it out, and it's going to help the mountain look further away. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Wow. I really like that. I gotta get some water. You're not gonna believe it. I've been doing a lot of videos. And I've been talking a lot, and it makes your throat get scratchy. And then I went to band practice earlier. We were singing. Plus I have allergies, so put all that together. I'm gonna continue some of this snow down here and make the mountains a little cool here. I'm going to make this one kind of whip around this mountain like that, and I'll put another hill down here. Just to fill this valley in. You still got to put a color underneath this white. It's going to create a ledge, like a cliff. Just a little bit of a ledge there. there we go. I get rid of the hard edge again. So you just blend the bottom of the blue into the gray with just a wet brush. Now if this was oil painting, you'd have to use a mop brush to do that. You would use like a mop brush on an oil painting. But on acrylic, you just would use a wet brush like this. Lightly blend the bottom of that blue. There we go, the mountains are done. You see how I tried to make this mountain turn here? At the end of the painting, I'll put a little more white on there to make it stand out more. But you can kind of see the mountain turning and coming this way. All right, I gotta quit talking so much. My voice is getting scratchy. All right, I'm gonna put some trees on this distant hill here. Just really small indications of trees coming down this hill. All right, distant trees there. I'm gonna have distant trees on this hill up here coming down. Just a bunch of trees. These are kind of like maple trees coming down this hill. See how I get rid of the hard edge on this one? I just pull it and it makes a shadow down there, okay? Just pull the bottom of the trees into the grass and blend it in, and it gets rid of that hard edge, okay? Doesn't that look cool? You can see the bottom of the trees here now, okay? Now here, I'm going to have bushes here, and I'm going to run a few large trees up into the sky from here. And the same thing over here. I'm going to have some bushes here. Or those could be like low trees, but I want to run something up into the sky there. It might be too far away. I might have to do it down here by the river. When you do your trees, don't try and make them perfect. Like, just let the brush like make the tops like this, okay? If you try and make them all round, they're gonna end up looking like little round balls up there. So let the brush create for you. All right, I'm gonna put some bushes down here by the water. I just pull the bottom to the right like this. Blend it into the water. And now this is where I'll run a tree. Let me put a tree in for you real quick before you leave. If you end up leaving, you could come back later and watch the whole video. I'm going to try and come in between here. So I don't cover all these trees too much. Put a big tree right there. Now this, I'm using the sap green. This is the Amsterdam sap green with black in it, okay? You just put a little bit of black in it because you want the tree to come out dark. And just use the corner to put the leaves on. You know what an evergreen tree looks like, right? Just keep getting bigger as you come down. Get wider at the bottom, like this. I like to just come down and then look at it. And if I want to add more leaves to it, I will, but I kind of like the way this came out here. But it needs a little bit more in the middle here, so I just add some color in the middle, right in there. Perfect. Perfect. Now I think I could put a small tree right next to it here. Just a baby tree. Same way, just use the corner. Start small and then get wider at the bottom. This one's kind of behind that one, so there we go. See how easy that is? I think anybody could learn this. It doesn't take long to learn. I got so many videos on my channel on how to make these kind of trees. I got videos on how to make mountains. I got videos on how to do clouds. Oh, you haven't even seen the clouds yet, huh? The clouds come out cool. I'm going to line the river with little bushes now. So this is a fan brush. This fan brush is awesome to paint with. You can do a lot with this. There's a lot of things you can do with this fan brush. I want these to look small back here because they're way in the distance there. Doesn't that look cool? Man, look at that yellow showing through right there. There's something about this painting. I can't figure it out. It has to be the yellow underneath. I think, what was your name? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Haya said it. Like it was, the yellow makes it look sunny, yeah. Sabine. Oh, yeah, I forgot your name. The Pope's in there. Hello from Germany, right on. Monkey Pog, I forgot your name. How's it going? Good to see you. Put your name in there again. I'll save it on my list so I don't forget. These are little bushes down here around the river. I put everything in dark and then I highlight it when I'm done, okay? So these are going to be green trees. These are probably going to be yellow ochre. But the way I paint it, everything goes in dark first and then I lighten up the bushes. It's just the way I do it. Jacob, that's right. Yeah, right on. I will remember now. All right, so there I got, this is a river coming down here, or a stream. It's just a small stream. It's not a river. You could probably jump across right here if you wanted to. Jump across there. Be a good place to go fishing. Uh, so I don't think I'm going to put a tree over here. I think what I'm going to do is put another tree maybe right here and put some small trees back here like this. Watch. Yeah, just like that. Just these, so it makes the painting get a little depth on the painting. A lot of times I forget. I forget to put some smaller trees out here to make the painting look like it's far away, you know. But see how that makes it look like those are way off in the distance now, those trees. But they're actually probably the same height as these. That looks pretty good. It's coming out pretty good for, it's a new type of green. I've never used this green before. Amsterdam. They sell this now at Michael's. I don't know where you guys buy your paint from, but they sell this Amsterdam. It's made in the Netherlands. Yeah. Amsterdam. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah, Netherlands. Made in the Netherlands. Amsterdam paint. It's pretty good. I don't like the way this looks here. Let me widen some of these out a little. There we go. That looks a little better. It just looked a little pointy to me. You can adjust your trees. Yeah, that looks a lot better. You see how this is the same color as those trees back there? So I got to highlight this tree with a lighter color. So I'll do that right now. I'm going to do it in a different way. I'm going to add a little white to my green. Just a little bit of white. Now watch what I do. I'm going to hit the right side of this tree. Just the right side. just to make those branches stand out. See that? You don't need much. You just need to get a different color than what's back there. That looks pretty good. It's really subtle. Because I want the trees to remain dark. I'll probably brighten up the bushes though. But I want these evergreen trees to stay dark. I'm just going to put a little bit of highlight on them. I'm going to highlight these bushes with yellow. I think it's going to look cool. I'm going to use the fan brush to highlight these bushes. Okay, I'll show you how I do it. Just get a little bit of color on your brush. I'm going to start on these small ones first and just touch the top part of the bushes. Just the top part. See that? I got a bunch of bushes down there. I'm going to mix a little green in it for these. Yellow and green. And I'm going to turn these into bushes. See that? I'm just doing the top part of it so the bottom keeps the shadow underneath, okay? And I want them brighter than the tree. See how these two colors kind of go good together? The dark evergreen tree and these greenish bushes. Doesn't that look cool? Leave some of the dark underneath there. There we go. Wow. Wow. That looks amazing. I can't believe how real this looks. Man. All right, now I'm going to do the water. Once I put the white underneath it, the water is going to look so cool now. Keep your knife straight, okay? Leave some of this dark stuff in the water. Pull your knife straight across underneath some of the land. Just like that, okay? Make sure you keep it straight. And just like that. Don't mess around with it too much. First, I start with the lines first. Really small underneath the land, like this. And make sure you pull your knife straight across like this, okay? Wow. It makes a difference when you have straight lines in the water, okay? Like this. You can put this white anywhere, but just make sure you put it in like in a horizontal motion, okay? Doesn't that make it look cool already? Makes the water look pretty cool. Now, you can also do this. You know how I got rid of the hard edge on the mountain with a wet brush? Clean your brush and then dry it a little bit. Let's test it down here real quick. Go across the white with the wet brush, really lightly, horizontal. It's going to help make it look like it's setting on top of the water, okay? There you go. That's all you got to do. Don't overdo it. If you over blend it, you'll lose your white color. So that's it. I'm going to try and put a white line back here. It needs it. Very light, very faint though, because it's far away. Wow, this is looking pretty good. Allison, how you doing? If any of you guys are new, hey Pope, the Pope is in the house. If any of you guys are new, make sure you subscribe because, oh, and if you're in the house, close the chat room and see that like button there, the thumbs up? A lot of people think when you give me a heart here, it doesn't register on the front. It just, you got to close the chat room for a second and then hit that thumbs up and then open up the chat room again. I always thought that was people liking it, the hearts, but it's not. Thanks, Allison. Yeah, I'm trying to make this look like an oil painting. This is acrylic paint. We could put some tree trunks in here with a knife. Still needs a lot of work. I still think I want more trees over here. And, oh, the clouds. Let's do the clouds right now. Since I got 4 of you in here. I've been using, if you have a Michaels near you, they have this artist loft that's #2, okay? This white works pretty good for your sky. If you're going to do landscapes, this white works pretty good, okay? For clouds. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to make some clouds with the #2 fan brush, okay? This is an oil fan brush, okay, but it's acrylic paint. I'm going to clean the brush off first. You see how I kind of got some stuff up here that looks like clouds already? All this white stuff. So here's a good trick. Here's a good trick for you. Let's start with this one up here. See how this is coming out like this? Just fill up your fan brush with titanium white and we'll go across the top of that cloud really lightly like this. And then take the bottom of that white and pull it to the right. Pull the bottom to the right. Just like that. Let's do one over here. I see a cloud coming in here. Pull the bottom to the left over here. These are just little streaker clouds, okay? It's a good way to get your sky started with clouds. Do one more up here. All right, those look cool. Those are those far away looking clouds, okay? Now I'm going to do a cloud from here and bring it to the side. I'm going to start down here and punch my cloud in, just the top part, all the way to the left. Pull the bottom to the left a little bit. Just the bottom of the cloud. Just like that. This is a fun way to make clouds. It's really easy. Anybody can do these clouds, okay? They're not hard. Let's follow this white, see this white line here? Let's follow that real quick. And then bring it up over that one. And then just pull the bottom to the right. They're different types of clouds, okay? Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like it. Looks really cool. They look, some of them look farther away. That's all you got to do, and just fill up your whole sky with this technique. It's pretty good. I'll put a different, let's put a round cloud right here. The other day I saw a cloud out in the sky. It was just, it looked like this. It just looked round like that. So put a round cloud there. And same round cloud. Let's put a round cloud right here, just in this blue section. Sometimes you'll see these clouds out there. They're just kind of round and all by themselves. Just pull the bottom one way or the other. That's all you got to do. Doesn't that look cool? They're clouds that are kind of floating on their own. Wow, looks pretty good. Let me see where I'm at on time. My voice is getting scratchy. Hour and 10 minutes. Whoops, it went out of focus. Well, I'm glad you all came in and watched me paint today. Jacob, Alex. Yeah, it does look like a little bit like Bob Ross. But his mountains were a little different. I do everything from my mind. I do like, I think if you guys picked up this style, and I think anybody could do this, really. Once you learn how to make clouds and a mountain and trees and a river, I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, I think anybody can learn this, but this is acrylic paint, so it's a lot easier to clean up. So what I'm going to do is put some birds up here because it's already over an hour. I'm going to have to end it, but there's still a lot I got to do. I got to put more trees here. I got to lighten up these trees in the back. But I'll put the final, I usually finish it and then I'll put the final piece on the community page. Then you can see how it ends up. Some birds up there. Put some twigs. You gotta have twigs in here. I live in Seattle, and if you go to the park, oh my God, there's like twigs everywhere. You gotta kind of push them out of the way as you walk through the park in the pathways and stuff. So don't forget to put some twigs in your paintings. All right. I'm going to lighten up the grass here and then that'll be it. Since I got a whole bunch of yellow out here, I'm going to put a little wash out here of yellow to lighten up this grass. Maybe it'll make it look like the sun's hitting there. There we go. Put a little bit here. Maybe the sun's hitting right in here. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys have been awesome. I see a lot of new faces in here. I appreciate it. If you haven't seen my abstract stuff yet, oh man, you got to go to my, I'll show you one I did. I'll show you one I did last week. Doesn't that look cool? It's a funky way I do abstract. It's pretty fun. There's a little peace sign down there at the bottom right. You see it? It's abstract and it's pretty fun. I do one tomorrow on a live, but look at that. Look at that landscape. Put some bubbles on there. Right on. Thank you, Allison. Jacob, thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. The Pope in the house. Right on. Sabine, I hope you're still here. Hello from Germany. Lynn Art and Designs, hello. You have a channel, I'll go check it out. I imagine you do. Oh yeah, thanks for subscribing. I'll subscribe to you. Obviously, you got a channel. Cool. Happy, thank you. Hey, Mac Dude 85, yeah. All right, guys. You guys have been awesome. Cheers. I'll have to finish this one up and I'll post it on my community page. The mountains came out cool. Wow. It's not done yet, but I mean, it looks great. Look at the water, the stream. Wow. Right on. Thanks, Sabine. Thanks, Jacob. We'll see you guys later. Cheers.